Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chris's Comics Corner, episode 9. I'm, as always, Chris. This is my corner. I've wanted to make that joke the entire run of the series. So, not a whole lot going on this week in comics that I want to talk about, so I decided to pick a random topic to discuss with you. One that I've heard thrown around a lot over the years in my quote-unquote career in comics, or just my fandom in comics, which is, does continuity matter? And should we blow up continuity? Now, personally, I fall on the side of keep continuity as is. I know it's tough for a lot of people to get into comics because they see a big number, like Avengers 678, or, we got Action 1000 popping up soon, and that can be daunting, and I understand that. But I think that comic companies do a really good job of trying to get new readers in and giving them stories that they can jump into to learn who these characters are. DC in particular does a fantastic job with their Earth 1 series. And that can be a good way to kind of jump in and say, alright, now I can know who Superman is, who Batman is. Even if it's kind of an Elseworlds story, it still helps give an idea of who these characters are. And then on top of that, I just like the old way of doing it. Personally, I jumped into a comic. It was like Captain America number 20-something. And there it was. Jump into it, read it, and then I got to know those characters. Then I went back and read more of these characters. And it just, I don't know, it was something special to me. I love that comics, especially in DC and Marvel, have a shared universe where everything comes together, and every once in a while they come together for a big event, but for the most part stay separate. And then they have the team books and this and that. I just think it's really important because it's something unique to comics. Even though we're seeing more and more of it in the other mediums, it's something that grew in comics and really blossomed in comics, and I just really love it. I also think that we have so many independent publishers nowadays. They're doing new and interesting stuff that there's always new comics and always new stuff people get into. So I even think a big way to get into comics nowadays, when I talk to people, I always say, okay, you want to check out some in comics. What are you into? Well, I like Star Wars. I also like fantasy. Well, there's a big line of Star Wars comics you can go to. I suggest checking out this, and that. You can jump right in. You already know these characters. Or, you like Star Wars and fantasy? Here's Saga Book 1. Check this out. This is a great mesh of those two worlds. And if you get that, it gets them together and just blossoms into something great because they learn to love comics because they see that's a unique medium. And then after that, when they come back to you, I love this book. What next? Say, well, there's this, and that. And then if you think the superhero stuff is something you enjoy, check out the heroes you like. Just jump in. Jump in, give it a shot, see if you like it. If not, there's still all this independent stuff. But personally, sticking away from that, when it comes to Marvel and DC, the biggest argument I always give is you want to blow up continuity. You don't think continuity has a place in comics anymore, and that's hindering everything. Okay, let's talk about our favorite comics. What are our favorite comics? Well, universally people say Civil War. Universally people say The Dark Knight. Universally people say Infinite Crisis. Those three books, in particular, cannot happen without continuity. Civil War is all about continuity. It's all about the two different sides and the relationships that these different characters have and how they clash. Dark Knight, even though it's a Batman story, it's still a DC story. If you don't know who if you don't know who Green Arrow is, and you don't know who Superman is, these character moments aren't going to matter as much. Infinite Crisis is all about trying to condense continuity and make it more manageable. We can go on forever. Kingdom Come, Kingdom Come is an amazing book. One of the best comics ever written. Kingdom Come is a tough place for someone to start in comics. You don't say to somebody who goes, I want to start reading comics, what do I read? You do not hand them Kingdom Come. Because Kingdom Come, as great as it is really tough for a newbie to get into. And it's also a great example of why continuity is so great. You give them something like Year One or Earth One or so on and so forth. And then when they're fused on the line, said, continuity well enough, here's Kingdom Come. One of the best comics ever written, one of the best comics ever drawn. Check this out. So these are my quick thoughts about continuity in comics and why I think they matter and why I think we need to keep continuity going in comics and not just blow it up and make all these characters individual. It's my personal thoughts here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel, share with a friend, and check us out at FortressComicNews.com. And always remember, keep reading those comics.